Hello, good morning. So yesterday I was out a walk with the family, and it was my husband who noticed that there was this herb-like growing plant that looked really interesting. So we had a bit of research, and it is the mugwort. So I did clip a few bits, and I do have like one of my foraging books did talk about the mugwort, but I hadn't come across it before, and I was very pleasantly surprised to find it in this walk that we do regularly. So either it's just come up recently, this year, last year. So the mugwort has its own special uses and its own distinct way of looking. It's a very aromatic plant, and when I did taste a little bit yesterday, it gave me this like taste of like lavender, and it's like a sagey taste. So I've been doing a wee bit of research just to see how I'm going to use it, its therapeutic properties, and it is very interesting. So I wrote some things down first of all, just so I can explain about it and not miss anything out. So Artemisia vulgaris is its Latin name, mugwort. So the parts used, the flowering tops and leaves. Oh God, I got a fright there, somebody's there, come with their dog. So they say more the leaves are used, it's okay. The leaves are used, and that's where the most therapeutic and powerful properties are, because when it goes into flower, then its energy goes into the flower. Although you can use the flowering tops, some herbalists prefer to just use it before it is flowering, so more than leaf. It talks about, so the actions used are emmenagogue, so that's for the female reproductive system, so that means that it's really good for helping a woman bleed. It's used for, especially if there's issues going on in the menstruation cycle where you're not cycling properly, that the mugwort is very good for balancing that out to help you get into a regular cycle. So that can be really good if people are wanting to conceive as well. They want to conceive a child. I think once your cycle is established, when reading it, it's not one that you would use during, because it can bring on your period. So especially if you've got your cycle and it's fine, you're wanting to conceive, I'd stop using it, and I wouldn't take it during pregnancy for that reason. It's very good. So it's a nervine, so that means that it's there's a slight stimulant, so it's not like coffee or the caffeine plants. It's not going to like stimulate you too much and leave you feeling a bit jittery. It's a slight stimulant, so it's going to be it's just going to, if your nerves are just not awake, this is going to gently waken them up. It's going to help as well calm you down as well, so it's quite calming. And for the digestion, so it can, it's quite good for stimulating your gallbladder, your the bile production, the liver. So anything to do with liver tonics, they're usually quite cooling. But energetically, this is it's quite warming. It has warming action, so drying. Carminative, it's slight stimulant, so that's going to be really good for especially cramps in your gut or your anywhere in that system. Oh, there's more walkers coming. So massaging yourself with infused oils, infusing it as an oil and adding essential oils into it, like ginger is going to be really good. Some people use it in a bath. You can use it in a tea. You could either, if you're wanting a full cup of tea, I think it would be quite bitter, so either sweeten it up with honey or blending it with something. So it's really good, for the regular cycles, painful periods, PMS. sort of going through your reproductive cycle. So even like getting to menopause, you know, your perimenopause, going through menopause, so it's gonna help with that, and lack of appetite. So I thought the history was really interesting. So it did say mugwort is an ancient herb enshrined in mystery and folklore, dedicated to the goddess Artemis. It has been used for protection, psychic powers and dreaming for centuries. A pillow made from the dried aromatic plant is said to banish nightmares and bring the user lucid dreams. A talisman of mugwort was thought to protect people and homes from evil. Whilst it may not ward off evil spirits, its high essential oil content does repel insects and moths from the home and hung in bunches around doorways and in cupboards. Mugwort tea was traditionally drunk on an empty stomach to prevent and dispel worms and parasites from the gut. Its bitter and aromatic qualities are employed in various aperitifs, helping to prepare digestive juices and stimulate the appetite before a meal. Its volatile oil content gives it antispasmodic effects, which are of value where there is spasms in the gut from wind and overeating. Mugwort herb of Artemis, the patron of women, has traditional use as a female reproductive tonic, regulating menstrual flow and cycles. It has a reputation for aligning the menstrual cycles with the moon, bringing on delayed menstruation. Its antispasmodic effects can also lessen painful periods. Mugwort has an uplifting effect on the mood, helping to relieve tension and soothe frayed nerves. It helps to relax the nervous system and promote restful sleep. Avoid during pregnancy or if trying to conceive. So other research I was doing, it was talking about the psychological and emotional healing benefits, especially with trauma to the wound. So this talked about for a woman, particularly if there's been any sort of sexual trauma to the wound, obviously in times like that later on in your life when you have to really process that and go through it, love and kindness is so important, being able to love yourself, because as with any trauma, in particular sexual trauma, there's a lot of uncomplicated feelings, a lot of feelings to do with yourself, as well as, you know, whatever took place. And going through times of recovery or any healing, you really need to be gentle with yourself. There's a lot of love and care, because you know, it is very painful. And it made me think of the yarrow when I done my last video, where that was it was mentioned there that was really good for trauma. I think it worked on the reproductive organs as well. And when there is a change in your cycle or reproductive issues, menstrual issues, there is that link, as you can understand, to, you know, problems going on down there. And I love the thought of working with ourselves with healing nature, as well as, you know, a good friend. If you have somebody in your life, I always think of it as like a soul friend, a friend that you can trust and bare your soul to. That is so powerful. And if you don't have that, then finding a good therapist to help you deal with that and just carry those complicated feelings and help you work through it, so you can manage it and be able to hold it within yourself in a way that enables you to live life. So I thought that was so interesting. Some people use this in a bath, and what you can do, when I was reading, when the leaves are dried, you can use it as like an incense. And I believe the Chinese make moxibustion out of this, where they dry it and it gets processed in a way, and it's like they'll use it like as a wee pellet and put it on an acupuncture point. But you can just get the leaves and burn it and go over your meridian lines with that, which I thought was interesting. Hi. So this grows, I don't think it's, I think it likes more of a, I think it's meant to be very easy to grow. And oh, it's a dog. Hi. It's got a busy wee walkway. So I think you can grow it in your garden. It's quite easy to grow. I haven't grown it, but things I've been reading says that it's easy to grow, and it likes kind of rougher terrain. So it is part of the wort family. So you've got like your St John's wort, you've got, you know, other types of wort. You can, it's very interesting, the leaves, so it's got like sort of silvery bits underneath, and it's like more darker on top. And so I might take because I haven't used it before and I'm foraging and going to be using things natively to me, I'll work with the herb just one at a time, and I'll, you know, I've tasted it, I'll make a wee tea. The herbalists do reckon because of its bitterness, and maybe some people, you know, don't want to drink that as a tea, that tincturing it is the best form, and tincturing it with a more higher proof alcohol. So it's worth, you know, me looking into that a little bit more and seeing how I'm going to use it. And I'm not going to take too much because I don't want to use it, because I'll need to find a place where it can be in my life. So I just thought that was quite interesting. This another, you know, gold nugget find. And have a look when you're out. It's a beautiful looking herb. You can use it, when I was reading, in food to flavour food as well, so like your rosemary and stuff like that. It's very aromatic, and I think the higher percent alcohol is going to really extract that. I think that's why you use such a high proof alcohol. And there's not much flowers in there, so I'll take some of that as well. So there we go. Oh, hope you find that interesting. Take care, bye.